Who are you and how old are you?
My name is Brooke. I'm 26 years old, and I create music under the name Brutus. Generally, I'm a rather creative person. I make music, I take photos, I write. I just like to create. That's my main thing that I do.
What is your main camera that you use?
The main camera I use is my Canon point and shoot right here. I think she is absolutely lovely. Very no fuss, no muss. Just, turn it on. Do you need flash or not? I would love to start using my Minolta, but I'm apprehensive. It's a very complicated beast. You can adjust the aperture, which scares me.
How long have you been shooting film for?
I have been shooting on film for about 5 years now. I like everybody else. I would take pictures on my phone and things like that. And then when I was 21, I got a gift of this Polaroid camera. This was a gift from my mother, and it really just began the catalyst of why I enjoy film so much. Like, I remember the first picture I took with my Polaroid was of my little sister, who had also gotten a Polaroid for Christmas that year, and it was a really special moment. And then ever since then, ever since that moment, film has been something that's really special to me.
And why do you choose film over a digital format?
So there are a few reasons why I prefer to shoot on film versus digital. One of them would be that film is a lot more tangible than digital photos. So, for example, with my Polaroid, when I, hit the button, I have that Polaroid forever. All those chemical reactions, they are imprinted on that piece of film until that film either gets burnt up or whatever, right? Another reason why I love film so much is that I find film is way more realistic than digital. Like, for example, everything is so high def now. Like, you can see people's pores and their eyebrow hairs and their pimples and their wrinkles, and it's just like, I don't feel like that's realistic. When I'm looking at a person, I'm not looking for, their dry skin patches or their, the discoloration of their skin. I'm looking at a person. I'm looking at an individual. And I find that with digital, since it is so convenient, we have just gotten so used to this idea of, like, this is how people are supposed to look like. They are supposed to be airbrushed and glossy and, not a single peach hair on their face. I just find that film has a way of blending the imperfections of people with the imperfections of film that makes the final product more warmer, which is the third reason why I like film. It's that feeling. When you look at a film photo, it's almost timeless, because the process of how film is developed hasn't really changed since it was first discovered in the late 1800s. Oh, there's been a lot of changes, don't get me wrong, but in the sense of there are chemicals being imprinted onto glossy paper. I find that the final product of film looks like what Instagram filters are trying to do, with making everything soft and whimsical. And that's why I love film, because the work's already done for you. You don't have to worry about, I want it to look grainy or whatever. It's film. It's done. Which is another reason why I like film. I find with film, a lot of the work is already done for me. Whereas with digital, I feel like I have to work harder, and I'm looking at more of the imperfections, more of the, there's that weird pixel that's out of place. Whereas with film, there are challenges with film, but it already has that lovely warm look.
You mentioned earlier some of the challenges and flaws that there is with shooting film photography. Could you elaborate on that?
Well, first of all, film. It's film. So you have to give it the gremlin treatment. No water, no light, dark place, locked up, very sensitive, If you were to drop your iPhone off of your counter, it's still going to take photos. If you drop a camera off of a counter, you might not ever be able to use that camera again. So that is the biggest challenge for sure, is the medium of film itself is the film. Since it is film and you have to wait for it to be developed, you might get a shot back and you look at it and you go, whoa, that was not in focus, and that was not the focus I was trying to go for. That is way out of shot. And by the time you realize that the picture is basically kind of bunk, it's too late. It was already taken 3 weeks ago, and wherever it is or whatever you took a photo of is either gone, or it won't be quite the same because it's not that same moment, it's not that same feeling. Another challenge with film is that it's expensive. Film is so very expensive. Buying the film, buying the cameras, developing the film, especially developing the film if you don't develop it yourself. To be fair, it can be cheaper than digital photos. Like, there are $10,000 cameras that exist out there, but taking a photo on your iPhone is also a digital camera, right? So it all depends on how much someone is willing to invest, but it can get really pricey, especially development. Although my boy at Cafe Obscura, Dave, he gives me awesome deals on film, $20 a roll, which I think is reasonable. But yeah, those are the main challenges for sure. Especially the physical part of film. Like, a camera itself can be very fragile, especially if they're older. The first 35mm film camera that I received from a friend, Mimi, who I love very much, she gave me the camera, and I took, I think, 3 photos before the battery exploded and the camera was destroyed. So that's something that you have to be careful with too, is that all of your dreams can go up in smoke.
Do you personally know anyone who has messed up on the camera exposures and the processing?
Yeah, me, right here. Me. That's... And that guy too, yeah. I feel like that is the nature of taking photos with film, though. Like, even my friend Mimi, for example, like, she will go over the film and go, oh, that's blown out, the exposure's not right. Like, oh, I wish that person had been more in frame. That's the nature of any photographer. And really any sort of art, is that you're never truly going to be satisfied with your product, ever. That's just the nature of being